Alrighty guys, we're back for some artifact control, and this is a Wilds of Eldraine standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed in the build here? We have all 4 candy trails. It's a 1 mana artifact, food clue. When it ETBs, you scry 2. Nice. Then for 2, you can tap this, sack it, you gain 3 life, and draw a card. Cool little card, guys. I think it's going to be great in here, actually. We have all 3 bowls of porridge as well. This is a 2 mana artifact food. For 2, you can tap this, choose one that hasn't been chosen. So the top ability here is it deals 2 damage to target creature. Second ability is tap target creature. And then the final ability is just a food ability. Sacrifice it, gain 3 life. Yeah, it's probably a janky pick, but I actually think it's going to be good at here too. Honestly, I kind of built the deck around 3 bowls of porridge and candy trail, funny enough. So we'll see how much they actually get to do today, huh? We also have all 4 Collector's Vault here. This is a 2 mana artifact. For 2, you can tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. Create a treasure token. Nice, so good mana fixing, a little bit of ramp, also good filtering. And we have plenty of cards in here that just don't mind being in the graveyard either. So cards like Scrapwork Mutt, for example, have Unearth. So when Scrapwork Mutt ETBs, you discard a card if you do draw a card. Good filtering, right? Even more filtering with Bitter Reunion too, also being able to give our creatures haste against like other mid-range builds or like control decks, not giving them an extra turn to untap their 8 land or something ridiculous is usually enough to have me include Bitter Reunion in my mid-range builds. Giving haste to big chunky creatures that you just got onto the board could be huge, man. And in this deck, we have terrific things to give haste to. Oh, skipped over a little bit of ramp with Irencrag. Yep. Got more ramp here with Celestus. Also counts as mana fixing and filtering, right? Couple Karn Sylex is a 3 mana legendary artifact. When it enters the battlefield, it enters tapped. I was going to read that completely differently. Players can't pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Okay, that's not actually why it's in here, though. The bottom ability is X. You can tap this, exile Karn Sylex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less, activate only as a sorcery. So a pretty cool just artifact board wipe. Speaking of pretty cool artifact board wipes, we have Urza's Sylex as a 1-of in here. A 3 mana legendary artifact. For 2 and double white, you can tap this. Exile Urza's Sylex. Each player chooses 6 lands they control, destroy all other permanents, activate only as a sorcery. When Urza's Sylex is put into exile from the battlefield, you may pay 2. If you do, search your library for a Planeswalker card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And we do have a sweet top-end Planeswalker here to grab with that if we really wanted to. Of course, Eternal Wanderer, kind of acting as another board wipe with that -4. The +1 works well with a bunch of stuff in here that we don't mind hitting, right? Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of that player's next end step. So powerful ETB effects like Mightstone, Weakstone is terrific with that, right? We have all 4 Mightstone, Weakstones. But something else with that +1 too is you can save your unearthed creatures as well. So like if you unearth Scrapwork Mutt and swing with it, you can always use that +1, exile it, and then it won't be exiled with the unearth ability, and then it'll come back. A little bit of protection for our unearthed creatures. You never know if that'll come into play, right? Then also the 0 is terrific too. 2/2 Double Strike Samurai is sweet, and hey, who knows? Maybe we'll give it haste with Bitter Reunion. Also, the double strike's going to work well because we do have ways to actually put counters onto creatures, like Invoke Justice as a 1-of. Like I said, there's going to be ways to grab stuff out of the grave, and Invoke Justice is one of those ways. 4 counters is no joke. In a deck like this, we do know how to put creatures on the board. So yeah, you never know how we distribute those counters. And then again, Bitter Reunion's haste might come in handy, huh? Ooh, kind of all over the place here. Let's finish going over the rest of the 3 drops. Circuit Mender. This is a 3 mana, 2/3. When it ETBs, gain 2 life. Nice. When it leaves the battlefield, draw a card. Also nice. Circuit Mender's kind of sweet, dude. Maybe we want even more of these. I don't know. We'll see how much of an MVP it becomes, right? So yeah, Mightstone, Weakstone. That extra card draw goes a long way, but right now in Standard, I bet we end up using that -5/-5 more than we use the card draw, but we'll see, right? No, -5/-5 hits powerful creatures like Shieldred and everything. Also, the ramp with this, the double colorless is going to be absolutely insane in here, dude, because we could just use Mightstone, Weakstone to activate 3 bowls of Porridge, for example, or Collector's Vault, or literally anything like that. Okay, the rest of the top end, we have all 4 Cityscape Levelers, kind of our main win condition, right? So 8 mana, 8/8 with Trample. When you cast this spell, so not one of ETBs, and whenever a leveler attacks, you destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token, and then you can unearth this for 8 as well. So another unearth creature. We don't mind discarding this early on to some of our filters. We don't mind unearthing this later on, maybe protecting it with that +1 on Eternal Wanderer. You never know, right? And then another card we don't get to see too often, a 1 of Brilliant Restoration here on the top end. This is 7 mana, 4 white pips up there. It's sorcery speed. Return all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Beautiful. So if we end up like destroying all of our 2 mana artifacts with our Karn Sylex or something, then maybe we'll bring them all back with Brilliant Restoration. Also, we're discarding the entire game. We're chump blocking the entire game. I think when this lands and we actually get like at least 3 artifacts back with it, that's going to be so worth it, right? And all the ETBs on all the different artifacts and everything, yeah. I think this is going to be worth the 1 of for sure. Okay, the mana base, guys. I thought about the mana base for a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't hold us up at all. We have a whole bunch of utility packed in. A couple blast zones. We have all 4 crystal grottos. The scry is going to be excellent. I have a couple Hall of Tagsin here, potentially creating Power Stone tokens for us. We have a Mirrex. We have a Mycosynth Garden as well. Let's not forget that Restless Bivouac. You never know when we're going to be swinging in with that. And like I said, we had a couple ways to put +1/+1 counters on like our double strike creatures, the samurais, right? And Restless Bivouac is that other way. Opting for the Pain Land this time because honestly, I don't think it's gonna harm us at all in this build. A lot of life gain too, and most of the time we're probably just tapping this for the colorless anyways. Of course, more utility with Seed of the Empire and Crucible of Defiance. Some honorable mentions over here, guys. I really thought about squeezing a Stasis Coffin in here. I just don't know if Stasis Coffin would be better than something like the Urza Sylex. It very well might be, because maybe we don't want to lose everything off of the Urza Sylex, right? Maybe we just need that protection for a turn instead. I don't know. It's definitely a card I thought about. Honorable mention for a reason. And I thought about other board wipes too, like Sunfall, but not this time around. Okay, guys. Oh my goodness. Lots of stuff to go over in here, huh? Hopefully I went over it well enough. It should be a relatively simple build, I hope. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game here. In the meantime, yep, there's an opponent. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? We gotta expect jank. I think we're forced to expect jank, period, here with this build. You know what I mean? But you never know. Opponent goes first. We should probably be scared by them going first. Okay. Okay, recruitment officer. At least it's not mono red, right? Although soldiers or even mono white can be equally as terrifying. Coppercoat Vanguard, okay. Yeah, that is pretty scary, isn't it? So right into Irencrag. And then we get that Circuit Mender down next turn. The Irencrag not doing too much for the ramp unless we find like a candy trail off the top. Yeah, hopefully the... Okay, well, that doesn't tax the Circuit Mender, luckily. But it taxes everything else here. We should play Crucible as a land, even though we're not using it, because there's a good chance we see a land off the top next turn. Circuit Mender blocks well, but if they go like Plains, Brutal Cathar or something, then like it's just like It's just over, man, you know? Other than that, it's a good blocker, and going back up to 14 was pretty good. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was going to say, that's a trade. The draw could be good. Okay. Okay. Thalia's first strike really showing off there, but let's see what we draw. Circuit Mender, that's perfect, dude. Yeah, anything that holds us out long enough for us to actually play into the mid game. Ooh, okay. Yeah, the Thalia attack's really harming us here, unfortunately. Circuit Mender's coming down. Looks like they missed their third, too, which is good news for us, man. We're gonna need them to miss their third. Uh-oh, they found it. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't get that candy trail down. Oh, ossification. Yeah, they needed 3 because of the Thalia. Okay, hey, there's some land. There we go. 2, 3. Man. Thalia slowing us down so we can't go Mightstone, Weakstone for the turn. Everything's so expensive, guys. Oh my goodness. I wonder if we do 3 bowl of porridge, ping 2 on the copper coat this turn. How do we feel about that? We could also ping that Thalia and then play like a collector's vault. But then that's 5 on the board there. No, we can't ping the Thalia, the ward 1 from the Vanguard. Yeah, let's do it on our turn because you never know what kind of crazy... You never know sometimes. Some people like to squeeze a lot of protection into their build. I doubt it's in there, right? But there's that Lawrence Escape card too. Just felt a little safer while they were tapped out to take care of that Vanguard. Okay, Initiate. Guys, we're kind of alive for now. More mana off the top would still be huge for us. Okay, more mana's fine. That's good. We can hit the Thalia with a -5, -5. And then we die next turn, though, because Initiate gets that counter. They still have 2 mana open, too, so that could be like a reinforcement. Oh, no. Oh, no. We went a little bit too slow, unfortunately. We do have 3 life on the Porridge here. So actually, that's it. That's what we do then. We use the Mightstone Weakstone. So we take care of Thalia. And then we can use the Mightstone Weakstone to gain 3 life, or tap down one of their creatures first, depending on what they end up doing here, right? Guys, we're holding on. No reinforcements, that's good news. So nothing with those 2 planes. Yeah, we're holding on, man. Thalia number 2. Okay. I mean, we've been getting taxed this whole time, so I'm not too concerned about that. So let's... Oh! I clicked through it. I'm silly, guys. I'm sorry. I was going to tap down the recruitment officer for the turn so we could gain the life next turn. And I clicked through it. Oopsie daisies. Okay, this is a great... This picks up Thalia, then we get Candy Trail down. We're still in, like, serious danger, dude. It would have been much, much better for me to actually get that tap through, so... Mightstone Weakstone number 2 is probably fine. Another Chump Blocker, though. Are both of these fine? Get Chump Blocker, trade out a Vault, and then get the Mightstone next turn, too. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, we got a great blocker. No Brutal Cathars from the opponent yet, but that might be because I haven't been playing any creatures, too. They might be holding them back. Oh, ossification number 2, and that ends the game. Darn. Hey, GG opponent. I feel like we held out really nicely there. Unfortunately, like, Collector's Vault just chilled in the hand because Thalia was making it too expensive, and we were kind of on the run that whole time. Would we have survived 1 extra turn if I wouldn't have been silly and clicked through for the port? Yeah, you got to be real careful with these tap target creature abilities. You obviously have to tap the creature before they're able to swing in, and I just clicked through it. Very silly. Would we have survived 1 extra turn? Technically, if we tapped Officer for that turn, then the Initiate would have just been 1 swinging through that turn. Then the next turn, if we gained 3, we wouldn't have been able to play our 8/8, but they picked that up pretty nicely with that second ossification anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could have survived like 1 extra turn, and 1 extra turn can go a long way in a deck like this too. Kind of played out nicely, didn't it? A lot of little synergies to play off of. I like it so far. Let's see if we can do a thing a little bit faster this time. Maybe not get too taxed from a card like Thalia. Opponent goes first. Okay, this is a better hand too, isn't it? I like this hand. Turn 1 Candy Trail, and I'm gonna go with the Battlefield Forge. See what we see on top. Mutt's pretty good, isn't it? I don't mind that at all. I don't mind the land either. Okay, I'm keeping both of them. That's funny, dude. Second time I'm keeping both of them off of a Candy Trail play. Maybe the deck just knows how to line up its cards nicely, you know what I mean? Let's get the Blast Zone down, that's fine. Mutt, and based on what we're seeing over here, I'm gonna ditch that Karn Sylex. And hopefully I don't regret that. Okay, we got all the land we need for the next couple turns, which is good. Also, you don't have to ditch anything. But I wanted to. It is a you may discard, though. Okay, 3 mana open from the opponent. Right into Celestus, probably over the Mender. That way we're ramping into Mightstone Weakstone next turn. I'm going to start with the swing. Okay, got 2 through. Nice. Let's get the Mycosynth Gardens down. Why not? No blue from the opponent, so at least that Celestus is landing. Acting as a little bit of mana fixing for the cards that are ridiculously greedy. Like Brilliant Restoration, right? Archangel Elspeth, huh? This is going to be that Urza Planeswalker build that I see floating about once in a while. It's a super scary deck, dude. If that's what this is, we're probably in danger. We should do our dandiest. We should do our dandiest to clean up this board as much as possible. But I'm going to draw off of Mightstone Weakstone and then draw off of Candy Trail. Restock our hand. Try to keep up pace. Oh, Collector's Vault, though. Okay, I'm not going to draw off of Candy Trail. I'm going to get Collector's Vault down because I actually want to see that do a thing this game. Blocks really well, but so much removal and stuff in decks like this. I say we take the token trade. That way they can't go -2 and put a bunch of counters onto it. And then with Mutt in our grave, eventually it'll come back with Restoration, or we can unearth it as well. 5th mana from the opponent. Okay, that is Elspeth Resplendent here. Both Elspeths on the board. Oh, we should be very scared. Oh my goodness. They go -3.
This is my city.
Elspeth Resplendent is wild, man. Top 7 is so many cards. We've played Resplendent on the top end as a one-of in certain aggressive builds, and it was kind of amazing. Hall of Tagsin. Alright, so we play our land. We do have Leveler, so we can, like, pick up... Which one do we even want to pick up at this point? Which one, dude? Okay. It's gonna have to be the Leveler, right? Pick up the Archangel Elspeth, because they have the -6, but nothing to pick up with it. But also the token generation. Bro, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Archangel Elspeth. That's a tough decision. If Cityscape Leveler survives because, you know, it doesn't get picked up by things like Go for the Throw, then at the very least we're going to clean everything up from the swing. Okay, Edict, not too concerned. We do have the Unearth on Leveler. So plus, we get a counter and a flying first strike, lifelink, or vigilance counter. The card already has lifelink, so they're going to go with vigilance. Okay, nice. Yeah, blocker on the ground. Luckily, Leveler also has trample too, so if they end up playing something else that we really want to clean up, they still have 4 mana, plus the Power Stone if that comes into play for them. Okay, passing it back. Blast Zone. That's not bad. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of charge counters on Blast Zone. And it enters with 1 on it. Okay. So I think we are going to... So Brilliant Restoration is available. Could bring back everything. Cityscape Leveler won't have haste, though. My apologies, opponent. I am thinking, buddy. What was that sound? Oh, is that was my book over there. I see. So if we bring back Leveler and swing, we can pick up the Resplendent. Or we could risk it and go Brilliant Restoration. That might not be what we should... Yeah, we should bring this back. We should bring this back. We have to swing before they kill it. So if it's an Edict, then that's just not going to work, right? Okay. So what we can do is we can, I suppose, swing at face and then target Resplendent. Because if we swing at Resplendent and target the 2/2, like, yeah, we might be able to pick up 2 things, but then it's the same concept. If they find something... Oh... Surge of Salvation. You and permanents you control have hexproof until end of turn. Well, luckily we got 8 damage through. I don't know how much that's gonna matter though. Them keeping this Elspeth Resplendent alive for the turn is huge for them. If we... I mean, we're gonna need more Cityscape Levelers for sure. We have 3 more in here. We should be okay, right? Right? Still have 1 mana available, unfortunately not being able to activate Candy Trail or Collector's Vault. They go Abandoned Mire. Oh, there's the Eternal Wanderer. And they still haven't played a Wandering Emperor either. Looking at that Brilliant Restoration for next turn, we're definitely going to take that Celestus action. And we're going to discard the Circuit Mender. Well, hopefully they don't have anything fancy that exiles my grave first, but yeah, just stocking up the grave with anything like that is going to be pretty decent. We'll actually technically get a free filter off of the Collector's Vault, getting rid of the Bitter Reunion, and then go Brilliant Restoration, and then the Bitter Reunion will come back anyways. That's going to be really cool, man. Okay, their second Archangel Elspeth. So far, they've only shown 1 Shieldridge Edict. Hopefully, they don't have too many more Surge of Salvations, but... That is a Vigilance. Flying, first strike, lifelink creature. They're back up to 18. Oh, buddy. Okay, let's start with Collector's Vault here. Wait. Yes. Right? Yes. Because we have the planes as well. 2. Oh, I see, I see. This is being tapped for the extra white mana over here. I see. So we should, with the treasure, we should be fine. Get the Collector's Vault. Cityscape Leveler. Do we attempt that for the turn instead? Crap. Crap, dude. I'm actually going to stick to the plan. We're going to gain a little bit of life here. I'm sticking to the plan. Is there a better way through? Because if we go Brilliant Restoration, if we got rid of Leveler, it's only when you cast it and attack, and it doesn't have haste or anything, so... Oh my goodness, dude. Okay, gaining a little bit, filtering on through. So back up to 15. We're gonna filter out the Bivouac. Oh, we could have used this treasure and played Bivouac instead of the plains. So a little bit of a miscalculation. Cut down the Mender. Hey, we get a draw for that. That's good. That's good news. Another Mender. Okay. So I'm going to keep the Leveler, especially now that we have Bitter Reunion on the board to give it haste next turn. Crystal Grotto. I'm going to keep everything else here. Okay. Okay. Well, we're not dead yet, but like these Planeswalkers are super scary, dude. We got to do something about those. Maybe we just like, maybe we go Karn Sylex. Karn Sylex for what? X is 5. We lose everything, but so do they. So maybe it depends what else they end up playing. It also depends if Leveler can get through. If Leveler can actually start pinging these, then I think we might actually be able to pull it back. Dude, this deck is playing out sweet so far. I don't know how often we're going to be able to win with it based on these first 2 games, but like, it's playing out really cool. Yeah, these are scary, man. These Orzhov Planeswalker decks, super scary stuff. Man, yeah, they're going for it with that Restless Fortress too. Okay, I mean, I guess we could technically block the 1/4, but I think it's better just to take the 6 here. See, that has Vigilance anyways. Gonna save it as a chump blocker for something better, hopefully? I don't know about that. Right now, it would only be saving us 1 life. And if they, I mean, they could give flying with either of these Elspeths. Yeah, so we're gonna have to make sure we take out both of those, and they still have 2 mana available. And if it's like a Sheoldred's Edict, we needed the Mutt to sacrifice instead of the Cityscape Leveler too, so that all makes sense to me. Let's get the Scry. Yeah, we don't need another Plains right now. 3 bowls of Porridge can also clean up this first soldier. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 open. We'll still have Circuit Mender and a treasure. So if we go... We're going haste. We're gonna bank on them not having removal for artifacts here. Hopefully I'm right. Either way, we clear up this flyer in the air. We are at 7. Yeah, we still have 1 open for the haste. So we go Circuit Mender. Gaining 2 here is great. And then activate Bitter Reunion. Come on, guys. We could totally do this. Okay. Then we go swing at Elspeth. No, we'll swing at this one just in case that 2 mana is something else that's fancy. And just in case, I'll also swing here. It says trample, then we activate Leveler's ability. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what ends up happening from the opponent. I guess the other 2 could have swung face or at the same Elspeth, just in case. Yeah, these 2 should have swung at this same Elspeth, just in case they did find a magic spot removal for a Cityscape Leveler, which would be like Fateful Absence or Destroy Evil would hit Leveler too, right? So yeah, these 2 should have swung at this Elspeth. I'm just being silly over here, guys. Okay, both Planeswalkers are off of this board. Luckily, yeah, I didn't get punished for that awkward swing. Because, yeah, Leveler was going to ping something anyways. Okay. Okay. I think we're okay for now. Celestus, let's do that. Crystal Grotto, I'll ditch the plains, because the scry is good on the grotto. This is sweet so far, dude. So much value sometimes. Like, some turns, we're just like... Yeah, we're just packed with value. Okay, Mirrex. Yeah, we gotta be careful with that fortress swing, too, because that drains us, too. Oh, crap. Kaya's gonna get rid of that leveler. We're gonna need another leveler. And then we'd have to actually attack it, too. Oh, no, they get it as a 1-1. Dude, this is a good game, man. It's a good match. Oh, another leveler. We can't give it haste. Oh, no. We can, I know what we can do. First of all, Crystal Grotto. Mightstone, Weakstone. Yeah, we'll keep that on top. Yeah, we have to hit this Kaya, but it has hexproof, so we can't use the leveler's ability. Well, if we swing with these two... Actually, if we go... Karn, Sylex... Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less. And just... So Karn, Sylex for 0. Right? That does work, right? I don't know if I've ever done X is 0 on the Sylex. Oh, it doesn't hit the leveler, though. So what we can end up doing is actually just casting out the leveler, because this is still an 8-mana card, regardless of it being a token. So we should have played the leveler first. That way we actually picked up the Power Stone that we generated them. Kaya's out of this equation, and you know what?
We were so close.
We might as well get the 3 bowls of porridge down, and we still have 2 mana available. This is wild, dude. What a time. They still have 3 cards in hand, too, but... So yeah, the order there mattered. Oh, opponent. The exile? Alright, let's... Well, I guess we can wait. Resolve. Let's see what we draw here. Because they still have 2 mana, and 3 bowls of porridge does do 2 damage to something as well. However, the incubator is going to be 3... Okay. Mightstone, Weakstone. Yep. We knew that was on top already. Draw off of Candy Trail. Yeah, them cleaning up this board. So we're gonna get the draw on Mightstone. Okay, well, crap. Losing all those creatures to a board wipe was rough, man. Let's get that scry on the Crystal Grotto before we go drawing. Invoke Justice. Wait a minute. Most of our creatures is gone anyway. That's still probably pretty good to keep on top, right? That's still probably not bad. Yes, make sure the Mightstone Weakstone's getting tapped there for this. Keep the untapped one. Draw 2. Invoke Justice and... Karn, Sylex. Okay. At that point, I'm going to go Collector's Vault, I'd say. Get rid of this Plains. Hall of Tagsin. Sure, I guess I'll keep that, right? I guess we'll get the Karn Sylex down. Now I'm terrified of Farewells, too, but... I mean, if the opponent finds a Farewell, it is what it is, you know what I mean? We also have the Hall open if we want. Blast Zones open if we want to start putting some counters on those too. Man, there's a lot of options, dude. And there I was, going over the deck saying I thought it was going to be a relatively simple one, huh? Yeah, Karn Sylex can pick up those tokens again. Being at 13, powering up that Restless Fortress could be good. Let's go ahead and tap down that fortress. Tap target creature. Look at us go, man. We actually activated it, but before they got the swing in, right? So, yeah, that's totally fine. Swing it for 3. We targeted Fortress so they didn't gain 2. It would have been the same amount of damage from both of them, but they gained the 2 off the Fortress. Okay, my turn. Oh, heck yeah, we take that action. Okay, Urza Sylex. Sure, sure. Eternal Wanderer. There we go. All right. Unfortunately, yeah, they're still stacking themselves pretty good here. So I wonder if it's like a +1 on the Mightstone Weakstone. Seems a little greedy. Could also just go Invoke Justice for the turn. Save the Eternal Wanderer for something a little bit more fancy. Mightstone Weakstone. Now let's get the Circuit Mender. Nice buffed up Circuit Mender. And then I guess we'll play the Urza Sylex then. Game 2. Oh, they're gonna have removal for it right away. At least we get a card draw. Wow, guys, I'm not used to having this much mana too. Yeah, we could also still play the Eternal Wanderer here. Okay. Mender's out of here. Let's get that card draw. Candy Trail. That's the rest of our mana. Now the question is, yeah, I guess we do it, right? We start generating 2/2s, and then those 2/2s block both of these really well. That's better than the +1 for now, right? Like actually getting something down here. And I don't think we wanted to activate Karn Sylex that turn either. Like, we should wait just in case they actually start generating a lot of tokens from their planeswalkers again. 3 bowls. I'm scared of this Urza Sylex. I'm getting rid of it. I actually like the other cards more, the ones that can gain us a little bit of life and help us stick around a while longer while we generate value. Yeah, I don't know what that Urza Sylex is going to do right now in this game, except for hurt us. Because we have so many lands, we'd go down to 6. We have so many other artifacts and everything on this board state, too. I think we're pulling this back, but this is a super tough game. So many different decisions. Go for the throat. Now they just swing at this Eternal Wanderer, and because I used the Invoke Justice, we won't be able to bring it back. We'll have to go find the other one out of the deck, which shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad to find another one. Yeah, their last card was spot removal. Losing this Eternal Wanderer is rough. Wait a minute. This drains us, not the Eternal Wanderer. Yeah, this is just a 1/4. So luckily, we'll still have the Eternal Wanderer. We just, we won't have the -4, which is totally fine. Okay, how do we want to do this, man? Because they're at 27. They're still in this game. We could go +1, exile this 3/3. We won't have any other protection on this board except for the 2/3 bowls, which there's a shield counter on this fortress, unfortunately, guys. So I think let's start with the Bitter Reunion, which is probably better than anything else here. Restock. Okay, 3 bowls of Porridge, couple of them. I guess we'll go Collector's Vault for the Battlefield Forge. Oh my goodness, dude, there's just way too much. Let's not forget, Karn Sylex can clean up this 3/3 as well. But I'm going to pretend that I don't see that Karn Sylex, and we're just going to go for everything else. Also, Seat of the Empire, nice. That was a worthwhile to trade out there. Couple more Porridges. We now have the open mana to tap down creatures if we want to. We don't want to do anything else unless it's on their turn. My apologies, opponent. It is definitely taking me a lot longer to think through these turns than usual. There I was, saying it was going to be simple. So many options, guys. Temporary lockdown from the opponent. That's a joke, right? That's a joke? That hits theirs too. That hits theirs too. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Blast Zone can hit 3 drops, so can Karn Sylex, but we want to be careful with that. Okay. Now they can power up the Restless Fortress #1, at the very least. Try to get that Eternal Wanderer gone. City of the Empire takes care of the shield counter. Should we do that? Is that something we should do? Probably not. We probably want to get the Blast Zone to 3. Yeah. Yeah, we want to get a Blast Zone to 3.
Is that all?
We'll lose the Celestus and everything else too. That's fine. That's fine. Then I guess at that point it would be just Karn Sylex, huh? It's a lot to think about, guys. My brain is not computing most of these, man. Because we'd rather Karn Sylex then and get everything back. So we go X is 3. Those utility lands from the opponent, just doing wonders for them. Bitter Reunion. I'm going to keep the Mightstone Weakstone and ditch the Seat of the Empire, mainly because this has a shield counter. We're going to deck out, dude. We're going to deck out, and it's going to be amazing. Let's get this Scry on the candy trail. This might be the last match, too, guys. We're 41 minutes in. Okay, we don't need either of those. Get off of the top. We don't need you. At this point, dude, Crucible, totally fine. Let's start getting some damage through. They're at 29. Generate a 2/2. We're not going to give it haste. And we're just going to keep the bowls of porridge open. We should be fine to pull this forward as long as we don't deck out. And we're going to keep the Mightstone Weakstone for now, too. Yeah, as long as we don't end up decking out, we should start to actually pull forward. Because we still have 1 Eternal Wanderer ready in the deck. We have 2 more. Leveler. No, only 1 more Leveler. We already used 3 of them? Crap. Well, either way, I still think we should be fine to start pulling ahead. But we'll see, we'll see. Like, these double Restless Fortress are pretty brutal. Yeah, the Karn Sylex made a lot more sense over the Blast Zones. That being said, generating the Power Stone didn't make any sense because that was going to get picked up from the Karns anyway. So I still should have put some counters onto the Blast Zone that turn anyways to get ready. Or whenever they start dropping more Planeswalkers. That's one of those things, man. A little bit of practice with this deck could go a long way for sure. Okay, let's go with Candy Trail. See what we see. Collector's Vault, sure. Collector's Vault has been good, but we might need to like drop it down to like 3 of. Eternal Wanderer. Okay, very nice. Yeah, they can power up the fortresses now. I suppose we start with the draw on Mightstone Weakstone. Again, gotta be careful that we're not decking ourselves, but we're still looking for our last big hitter too, so. Okay, Collector's Vault. Yeah, I'm not going to play the second Eternal Wanderer until they actually find removal for this first one. Mightstone Weakstone, huh? I'm just going to go Collector's Vault #2 and get rid of this Plains next. I think that's fine. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm just looking for better ways to do damage to you. They're still at 27. Finding a lot of land here, dude. All right. So we go for the swing with the Samurai. We keep our 1/1s back, unfortunately, because they can easily power up Fortress. And since I discarded the Seat of the Empire earlier, either way, that shield counter on this Fortress was really good from the Resplendent. That was sick. In other words, we would have had easier ways around this. Yeah, hopefully we can just start generating enough value from these double strikes I'm going to keep this in hand. We're going to keep those back. We're good to go for the turn. Mirrex. Yep, luckily those can't block. Activating both of them. Yeah, dude, these Restless lands. I hope you guys are enjoying this final match of the evening, huh? I know a lot of you guys have said in the past that these longer matches are epic to watch, so I feel like the deck is operating beautifully right now. Even all of my little misplays aside, really knows how to generate value. Gives us a ton of options all the time. Depending on what they drew, if they power up a fortress, looks like they're going to power up both of them. They're going to gain 4 back up to 27. We block this one. And then we take care of the shield counter with one of our 1/1s too. So if they full swing, like, we're in a pretty good position here, guys. We really are. Okay, we also have the bowls of porridge, which I'm not going to be worried about. Because we have great blocks. I actually want them to swing. Like, we need to get rid of these fortresses, is what I'm getting at. And we don't have enough mana. Oh, yes, we do, actually. We do have enough mana to activate 2 of these to do damage. Well, let's start with this. We go here, and we trade out one of the 1/1s. We're still getting dangerously close. So we take care of that shield counter. We take care of both of the fortresses now to go 2 damage. Yeah, let's not forget our treasure tokens that we generated. Both of the fortresses are gone. That is absolutely huge for us. Hey, our own Mirrex. That's actually not bad, is it? That's not bad at all, dude. All right, I'm not going to give haste to the 2/2 yet, not until, like, we really desperately need it, you know? We go 2/2. And Mirrex. And we hold everything else back. I guess we could draw off of Mightstone. We only have 10 cards remaining, though, is the thing, guys. I was using this as removal. Or thinking of it as removal. Start generating our own tokens with Mirrex now. Let's not forget Mycosynth Garden can copy something. I don't know how necessary that would be. Yeah, now that we're down to 10 cards, I'm not going to filter out unless we really, really need to. Okay. We'll go X is 3 on the blast zone. Get that up to 4 counters for the turn. And then we'll activate Hall of Tagsin, I guess. Or we could activate the other blast zone, but I'm going to keep that one at 1 for now. So this is fine, getting a Power Stone. What a wild time, dude. I wish we had time for more games. Okay, my turn. They can't block with this Mirrex, but they do have 2 cards in hand. Another Plains. Yikes. We still do have that. You know what? I'm going to go Collector's Vault one time, because, like, they are getting close. Leveler. There it is. There it is, guys. Okay, can we actually get this job done right now? We go Leveler. We'll ping their might. Come on, guys. I'm going for it. Okay. 2/2. Come on. Haste. 2 cards in hand. I bet it's removal, but, like, it's so worth going for here, I'd say. What a time, dude. What a time. Yeah, with some optimized plays, I could see this deck actually doing a lot. How about it, dude? I know I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but... best thing for the opponent, if they could survive the turn, then wiping the board next turn would just be wild, man. That would pull them right back in easily. Especially since they'd only have to survive a few more turns at this point. I'm on the edge of my seat. Come on. Come on. What are they activating? Like, there's so much time put into this match. Like, I feel like we gotta win now, you know what I mean? The pressure's on, and also with all my misplays too. Which I guess I guess I'd rather call them like bad plays or not optimized plays, right? For a lot of those. That's 3 mana. Activating Mirrex, they didn't find removal. Where's their Wandering Emperors, guys? Oh, yeah, Wandering Emperor would have pulled them right back in. Oh, maybe. Maybe. They got 4 mana. They got 4 mana for nothing. Oh, no, opponent. Or maybe not. I don't know. Like, come on. What's gonna happen? It is a Wandering Emperor. Oh my goodness, opponent. The anticipation of what you could possibly have. So they go back up to 21, taking huge damage here, dude. Huge damage. Down to 5. Oh my goodness, dude. All right, which one of these I suppose we'll save for their turn, right? And I'm terrified of filtering anything else. Wandering Emperor, is that the only 4-drop? I'm going to let them have that turn, though, with the Wandering Emperor. Because Blast Zone takes care of it, but I don't know. I don't know how much that one of Wandering Emperor is actually going to do against this board state, unless they find a board wipe, of course. There it is, guys. We got there. Oh my goodness. What a game. Yeah, terrific match, opponent. GG, buddy. GG. That Wandering Emperor came out pretty late, I'd say, compared to what we usually see with these Orzhov Planeswalker decks, you know? Like, Wandering Emperor number 3 hits the table on turn 6. No, I'm just teasing. Well, sometimes I'm teasing, sometimes I'm not about that, right? Sometimes it feels like there's too many Wandering Emperors. What a match, dude. Coming out on top against all those different Planeswalkers really showcased just how much value we can generate, even when I'm not piloting it at its best. So, yeah, cool. Cool. I wish we could play more, but we're 50 minutes in, so let's go ahead. Go over the deck here. Here's the deck list again, guys. More testing required, period. What would I add or take out? No idea. No clue. Let me know in the comments, what would you guys add or take out? Seemed to generate a lot of value pretty easily. A lot of life gain was awesome. Would have liked to test it out against more aggressive builds, not just that first one, right? Although I do think we had a good chance in that first one well, not a good chance, just a chance of actually pulling it back. Second Thalia and everything there was really brutal too, so. Well, the second piece of spot removal in that first game was actually super brutal, wasn't it? That second game, yeah, I feel like I was just not playing it out optimally at all. So massive props to the deck for just having enough value for me to just fumble some plays, you know what I mean? Let's see. 3 bowls of porridge was sick, like the candy trail. I like the collector's vault, but I could see dropping down to 3 or 2 of these. What would you go up? Probably some spot removal, dude. Unfortunately, right? Like, it just feels like you have to play with so much spot removal to be effective sometimes. And like we saw, that's the thing though, right? That's the thing. Collector's Vault did a lot. And if we only had 2 of them in the deck, would we have found this early enough in that last game for it to do as much as it was doing? Those extra filters really, really mattered. I don't know. That's a tough decision. Like I said, though, more testing required. And if we end up having just way too many collector's vaults in our hand every single game, then 3 or 2 of these would be fine. Going up some spot removal would probably be the go-to choice then at that point. Mana base didn't hold us up. All these utility lands was absolutely grand, dude. And honestly, gave us way too much to think about, especially in that last game. Restless Bivouac actually would have come in handy if I didn't discard it that early time, but I was trying to go a little bit faster than the opponent, and none of that ended up working out, right? Like, I was trying to go fast enough, like, so I just activated the Invoke Justice to bring back the Circuit Mender, and obviously that didn't work out, instantly got removed. Whereas if I would have just saved the Invoke Justice, that probably would have been a little bit better. Maybe we would have been a little bit more risky with our Eternal Wanderer as well, so it depends. It depends. That last game was wild, dude. I'll have to go back and watch that one for sure. Bitter Reunion, man. Every time I pack this into a mid-range build, it just happens to be so good. Doing its dandiest to just not give the opponent that extra turn that they desperately want to drop the Sunfall on a board state that you just stacked. It's important. Just giving it haste before they get to go and before they drop a Traxa or anything like that, right? So, love the Bitter Reunions. Honestly, I could see dropping a Collector's Vault and going up the 3rd Bitter Reunion, and I don't think that would be a bad thing at all. Yeah, I really don't. Especially in this one. Giving like haste to that Leveler, we saw how important that was. You cast it out, and you have so much extra mana from all of your other cards like Mightstone, Weakstone, and everything too, where you cast it, destroy something, give it haste, swing, destroy something else. That is devastating for the opponent, and that is one of the reasons why we were able to generate so much value against them too. Hitting a non-land permanent was huge as well. I like this one, guys. This was fun. This was a really fun time, so just a really good match too. All right, hey, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.